Think about mobile technology, social media, and shopping. These three things have drastically changed over the past 20 years, just like the proper way to save for retirement has. The way we prepare for retirement today is different from that of your parents and grandparents. Hi, I'm Sarah Weston, host of Roadmap for the Future, brought to you by Western and Southern Life. With us today is Troy Brody, President and Chief Marketing Officer, W&S Agency Group, to talk about sources of retirement income. So Troy, what makes today's retirement different from that of the past?
So many things, Sarah. For starters, let's talk about longevity. For the most part, people are living longer, which equates to more time spent in retirement. And on the surface, that sounds great, right? And it is. We're living longer, but we need to think about our finances and what we're going to live off of during those added years of longevity. And I was reading recently that the average life expectancy now for Americans is at 79 years old. So this number is increasing each year. So it's really important to think about how the added years will affect us financially. And you know, another big difference is that our parents and our grandparents, they may have been able to rely more heavily on deferred benefit plans from their employers and even Social Security. We cannot.
Okay, so I have heard about a three-legged stool in retirement. What's up with that?
Well, the old saying was retirement income is a three-legged stool. And making up the three legs were government payments like Social Security, employer plans like pensions and 401ks, and then you had your personal savings. And there was a time when this was thought to be a real solid retirement income plan.
Okay, and I'm sensing that you're talking about the three-legged stool in the past tense.
You know, you're right, I was speaking in the past tense because with today's economy, three legs simply may not provide sufficient retirement funds for a lot of people. And that oftentimes is because people have not saved enough on their own for retirement. So the personal savings leg is even more important as government programs diminish. And nowadays, you simply cannot expect Social Security to make up the difference. So too many people end up having to add that fourth leg to their retirement stool, and that amounts to working either full or part-time after retirement.
Okay, but what happens if you want your retirement to look like what most Americans had a generation or two ago?
Well, that's entirely possible, but you need to save. And to do that, you need a plan. And I recommend starting as early as you possibly can. Seek out a reputable financial professional to listen to your dreams and someone who will work with you to create a reasonable roadmap to retirement. And that's what we do here at Western Southern. We are dedicated to helping you create your own roadmap to retirement and working with you to help you achieve your dreams.
Okay, a roadmap. But Troy, where do we start? I mean, I've seemed to hear about all kinds of IRAs out there. How can one know what to choose or where to start?
There are a lot of options, Sarah, you're right. And there really is no one way to save for retirement. So for instance, there are a variety of IRAs out there, as you mentioned, and they tend to fall in just a few buckets, right? There's a traditional IRA. So you contribute an amount to this account and any earnings are tax deferred until you access them later in life, right? And you want to avoid penalties there, so you need to leave your money in your IRA until you're at least 59 and a half.
Okay.
And then when you take your money out, you have to pay taxes at that time, but expectations are you'll be in a lower tax bracket when that occurs.
So how does a traditional IRA differ from a Roth IRA?
Well, the biggest difference is the Roth does not allow you to take a tax deduction on your contributions. And any earnings accumulate tax-free, and unlike traditional IRAs, Roths do not have minimum required distributions. So Roth contribution limitations are the same as for traditional IRAs, although some income restrictions do apply. So it's a good idea to check with a financial professional or check with the IRS for questions on tax ramifications in IRAs.
Okay, sure, that makes sense. Now, I've heard about simple IRAs having something to do with business ownership. Could you talk about that?
Absolutely. So simple IRAs, you're right, they are attached to a business and they're for employers who have 100 or fewer employees. And simple IRAs typically are accessed at retirement and they had the potential to accumulate tax deferred.
Okay, so we've talked IRAs, but are there other ways to save?
There are. There are also annuities. There's all kinds of annuities out there. And if you prefer less risk, or if you're a little closer to retirement age, you may prefer a fixed annuity that offers guarantees. And if you're more comfortable with risk, or you're a little younger, you may want to opt for a variable annuity with earnings that are tied to the ups and downs of the market.
But there are more than annuities, right?
Absolutely. If you're not adverse to risk, you could possibly look into more aggressive investing. So broadly speaking, the greater the risk, the greater the potential for reward. So really the bottom line, if you're serious about preparing for your retirement, you need to take it upon yourself to do a great deal of the heavy lifting, because the government, and in most cases your employer, is not going to do it for you at the level that they once did. And also remember, you should not put all your eggs in one basket. So diversification is a term you'll hear a lot, and it describes spreading out your retirement savings strategy among a variety of vehicles with varying risks and reward potentials. And that combination can change for people over time, so it's really important, like I've been saying, to have a relationship with a financial professional who understands your needs and who will revisit with you and recalibrate your plan to fit your changing situation, because things do change over time. And that's what we do here at Western Southern. We are committed to helping you understand your needs and to create a personalized plan that would fit your lifestyle.
Diversification and recalibration and professional guidance. You've really shed some light on sources for retirement income. Thank you so much, Troy.
Thank you.